Hello luxury watch lovers! In this channel, I will cover the background, fundamental design features, and things to consider before buying your watch. If you have a luxury watch that you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments below. In this video, we will cover the Grand Seiko SBGA413. The Grand Seiko SBGA413, also referred to as the Grand Seiko Shunbun, is a watch inspired by the bright scene of spring. The SBGA413 is an ideal embodiment of superb, unmatched Japanese workmanship and ingenuity, just like the other elegant watches that fly the Grand Seiko flag. Without further ado, let's examine all the features the Grand Seiko SBGA413 has to offer and find out why it's getting such a lot of attention. Grand Seiko is a well-known Japanese company that is well-known in the watch world for having an incredible assortment of exquisitely made dress watches at its disposal. Fans of Grand Seiko are particularly intrigued by the brand's liking for drawing design inspiration from whimsical, alluring natural settings. And the model on which this video is centered is not an exception. The vernal equinox, which ushers the spring, is referenced in another name for the Grand Seiko SBGA413, aka the Grand Seiko Shunbun. The SBGA413 was created with the idea of the beautiful Japanese spring in mind, as you might infer from its name. It is a very particular occurrence that only those who have experienced it can duplicate. The group of Grand Seiko artisans who created this watch had in mind a stunning springtime scene of unadulterated, in-bloom sakura flowers or cherry blossoms. The Grand Seiko SBGA413 then brought this image to life. The idea behind the SBGA413 is among its most distinctive features. Nature-inspired watches are nothing new, but nobody does them better than Grand Seiko. The company has a poetic way of bringing its concepts and ideas to life that hits the mark. Additionally, this clock is very unique because not many timepieces have used a cherry blossom theme in such a beautiful way. The Grand Seiko Shunbun is a great choice if you respect both aesthetics and functionality. Japanese craftsmanship is definitely at its best, and this shows from its conception to its finished result, which ties in nicely with the preceding argument. Grand Seiko infuses Japanese culture and art into the very core of the SBGA413, in addition to employing premium materials and a meticulous manufacturing process. From overarching ideas like its Sakura motif to minute details like its fan-shaped power reserve indicator. For those who seek a watch with great features and significance, the SBGA413 is ideal. An interactive experience is another feature that makes the Grand Seiko SBGA413 different from other watches, because even just glancing at it feels like an engaging experience. You really can't help but be reminded of the spring season in Japan every time you look at the dial. Even if you have never seen the Hanai-Kaida environment in person, its intricate and expertly made design will easily conjure up an image in your imagination. And because of this, this watch is a genuine work of art rather than just a timepiece. The Grand Seiko SBGA413 stands out from other watches in that it provides an interactive experience even when you are only wearing it. This watch is reasonably priced for such a stunning timepiece. You get a lot more with this watch than just a high-end dress model with great features. Instead, buying a Grand Seiko Shunbun means you are also getting a finely made item that tells a lovely tale and is a part of Grand Seiko's illustrious history. Let's take a look at some of its design features. This watch has a case size of 40mm and a thickness of 12.8mm. We're looking at a lug width of 21mm and a lug-to-lug of 47mm. Its 9R65 instructions movement allows for a power reserve of up to 72 hours. It has a sapphire crystal with a water resistance of 100 meters. You're looking at a price of around $6,500 for this watch. Here are 4 things to consider before buying the Grand Seiko SBGA413. Starting with number 1, the case. High-intensity titanium, which is used for the 40mm casing of the Grand Seiko SBGA413, ensures excellent durability and resistance to impacts and scratches, while also being very lightweight, is used for this watch's construction. It has very typical dimensions, measuring 12.8mm in thickness and 47mm from lug to lug. Because of this, anyone can wear the SBGA413 because it fits wrists of all sizes easily. This case's style is essentially a contemporary reimagining of the legendary Grand Seiko 62GS, which was first introduced in 1967. Its wide dial opening, lack of a bezel, and exquisite polished finish, which was obtained using Seiko's renowned Zaratsu polishing technology, are its defining features. Grand Seiko is known for its trademark Zaratsu polished finishes, which give the SBGA413 its distinctive sheen that is impossible to look away from. This model also features a see-through sapphire crystal caseback, which has the image of Grand Seiko's emblem, a bold golden lion printed on it. Underneath this lion, you can see the watch's movement at work. Protecting the watch's face is a luxurious box-shaped sapphire crystal, which is treated with layers of anti-reflective coating on both sides. This prevents any light glares from distorting the watch's face, thus improving its readability. Onwards to number 2, the bracelet. Now let's move on to the Grand Seiko SBGA413's 3-link bracelet, which is crafted from the same high-intensity titanium as the case. This bracelet exhibits the same Zaratsu polished gloss, giving it a flawless and priceless luster. In addition, the bracelet has a 3-fold clasp with a push-button release that makes it possible to remove the watch quickly and simply, while yet keeping it firmly fastened to your wrist. These components work together to create the SBGA413 lightweight profile, hypoallergenic characteristics, and adaptability. At number 3, the dial. Let's talk about the watch face of the SBGA413, which is the piece de resistance. As was already noted, the Japanese springtime served as the model's inspiration. It has a bright pink dial with a delicate texture that almost resembles a pattern of fluffy clouds. A picture of cherry blossoms falling onto the water and creating a beautiful flower raft, known as hanakaida in Japanese, serves as the inspiration for this stunning dial. The elegant pattern was created to symbolize the brief Japanese sakura season, which comes and passes in the space of a single glance. In addition, the dial has beautiful silver details including thin hour indices, delicate dolphin hands, a date window at 3 o'clock, and a power reserve indicator that mimics a fan. These silver components create a harmonic, soothing watch face, since they mix in so well with the soft pink background of the dial. And last but not least, number 4, the movement. The Grand Seiko SBGA413 is outfitted with a robust and skillfully made 9R65 caliber, just like the other watches in the Japanese Season Special Edition series. This movement was entirely constructed in the company's Shinshu Watch Studio. The revolutionary spring drive technology used by the company to create its automatic movement gives it an unmatched accuracy rate of ±1 second every day. It has manual winding capabilities and a huge 72-hour power reserve, all held together by 30 joules. In the watch business, this skillful, complex Grand Seiko caliber is regarded as a remarkable technological achievement. And this wraps up my review of the Grand Seiko SBGA413. I'll link it below. Thank you for watching this video. Nothing helps my channel more than you watching until the very end. If you enjoyed this type of content, let me know in the comments what other watches you think deserve their own video. And remember, time is your greatest asset.